Hi, Steve here. Thank you for participating in Diabolical Staking Plan. This tutorial is to show you how to set it up and get it running and get the most out of it. Now, a lot of what I'm going to be saying here was covered in the sales page, but this is just a little bit more in depth. So when you first open your spreadsheet after having it unlocked, down the bottom you have the intro tab, which if you click on that will take you to the instructions and telling you how to set up so it's ready available for you to use. And the start is actually the area that flies the whole command ship, and when you start a new series you're presented with this page here of betting plan. So we have how many races. When you see races, it will be races and events. You can start with as little as 2, a bit pointless really, but you can go up to 20. 10 is a very good optimum. I use it on sports betting, and I find that it's not really hard to get 10 in a row. In fact, the other day I got 19 in a row, but it's not hard to get 10 in a row with short priced favourite teams or players if you're doing tennis. So for this case, we're going to do 10. When we go down to the next one, you'll see commission. If you're using Betfair, then you'll need to put a commission rate in. Base stake is how the workings go on behind. If I change the base stake to 50p, then you can see the stake per race is 5. Let's just go back to 1 because it's easier for explaining. Okay, so you might think we're doing 10 races, so we're spending 10 per race. That's £100 or dollars of our own money we're going to have to put out in the series, which is not entirely correct, because depending on your odds, after race 6 or 7, then you're not using any of your own money anyway. You're actually in profit if you can get to 7. So 10 races, 10 per stake, we're probably spending about £70 if we do it this way. So once we've set up our series or sequences, we'll call it a series. Once we've set up our series, the only other thing we need to do in the settings is to choose between decimal odds, which is what most people use now and Betfair use, etc., or fractional if you're old school. We'll leave it at decimal. Before I hit the start, we've got here our EasyBet bot. This is an ad for our EasyBet bot that works with Betfair. It's very good. It sorts favourites sorts the fields from their favourite down with a click of a button, and also you can bet very small money on Betfair. So if you want to start using Diabolical Staking and you only want to be betting very small under the Betfair minimum, then you can use the Betfair bot if you choose to purchase that. And up here we have the user's guide, which will take you obviously to this video and to other bits on how to use the spreadsheet. And Winning More takes us back to our home page where we've got all of our automated bots and all of our products on. Okay, so we've set this up. We only set this up once in a series. We click on start and we're presented now with the very first event. Okay, it's very straightforward. All you need to do is fill in the event or race that you're going to be doing. Now, it's not entirely necessary to do it, but it's best to do it so you know exactly where you are and don't get confused. Now, for odds, now we are in this odds box. You put in the odds that you actually get when you're betting with the bookie or Betfair. Now, we try and keep the odds obviously under evens or 2 because we're looking for high strike rate. We're going to let the odds and our capital compound, so the most important thing is to be getting winning bets. So we're not looking for outrageous prices or anything like that. So once we've put our odds in, then we have to wait for the race or the event to be resulted. When it does, we have a choice here of win or loss. So if it's a win, we put in 1. If it's a loss, we put in 0, and that will finish the series and we will need to start a new one. So in this case, we put in 1. Okay, so now the first event has been resulted, and you can see here, before I go any further, it's only the green tab here and the blue tab for the odds and the green tab here. These are the only 3 tabs that you can play with in the spreadsheet, apart from the setup when you set it up. So now it tells us that we've retained £1.60 and our total retained profit is £1.60 and our current profit including the money retained is £6. So if we were to stop right now, we would have made a £6 profit, but that's not the way that this works. So we put in here our next event. Keep the odds low. And now it tells us here the retained profit for this bet is £2.64 and our total retained profit is £4.24. So if we were to stop right now, we're looking at £21.86 profit on our 2 bets. Okay, so you can see there we've got 2 bets well under even money, and we've already, after 2 bets, we've got more than even money return on our £20 that we've invested of our own money. Yes, it says £24.40 that we've staked, but this is a compounding stake, taking the profit from that first race. Okay, so we go on to the next race or event, and we've got a horse at Ascot. We're betting, paying $1.50, or sorry, £1.50, and we're going to be putting now £46. Okay, this is only our 3rd bet, and you're saying, but 3rd bet we should only be up to 30. No, because we are, as I said, taking the compounding profits and reinvesting it. So by the 3rd race now, we're putting £46 and tuppence on this place bet at Ascot. It results for us, and now we're up to, out of that bet, we've taken £3.96, put that away in our kick. So our total profit retained is £8.20. So if we were to finish right now, we would have £44.87 profit. Even though we've only invested £30 of our own money, we're already up to £44.87 profit. Moving along, we've got a baseball game here, Milwaukee, and it's only paying $1.35. So we can see now we're going to be putting £70.83 on this bet. Now don't be alarmed, because of that, of that £70.83 we're putting on, we've only spent 40 less our retained profit, so we're only spending about 31 of our own money in the £70.83 stake. So if this were to lose, for example, we would have lost £25.96. So if our 4th bet lost, we would lose the £25. But that's not the case. We win it. And you can see now, after 4 bets, we're looking at $69.66 profit. Okay. So we move on to the next. Once again, we've got another place bet. Paying a bit better. It's paying $1.70. And it wins for us. So you can see now we've only done 5 bets here, and we're already up to £134 profit. Okay, so you can see now it is really compounding. And if we did lose, say the next race, we would have lost £10 of our money over those bets. But I'll just fill in a few more and then come back to you. Okay, so I just filled in the rest of the bets there. So you can see there very low odds. that at the end of 10 of our sequence, we're £763 profit over those 10 bets. Now we've only outlaid about £70 or risked about £70 of our own money. So you can see there we're getting close to having a 10-to-1 winner and betting very small odds using the compounding effect all the way. Let's, for example, have a look. See at race or event 8. So we had it lost. We still make £62 profit, even though we lost that bet. Okay, and that would be the end of the series, and we would need to start a new one. Say, for example, we at bet 9 we lost. Okay, you can see there we still made £139 profit. And if, for example, we fell at the very last hurdle, the 10th event didn't win for us, we would still be making $263, and remembering that we only outlaid about 70 of our own money, but we never risked the whole 70, obviously, because we were retaining profit as we went along. So that is how a series of 10 works. 20 on the sales page, and that you'll see there was that series of 20 there, all low odds to make very good money. So once we've finished the series, we can actually save this if we wanted to. We could go into File and we could save this and put a date next to it so that we could go back to it later on, so we could keep a record that way. Or you can just take a snapshot of this and put it in a file so that you've got a record of how you're going. You don't need to be successful, and you won't be successful every time you start a series. But once you get halfway through the series, you'll be in profit, and you can decide before you complete a series whether you want to take the profit or not. It's entirely up to you. So this is finished for us, and it may have taken us a week or more to complete a series, but it's only a matter of placing one bet, closing the spreadsheet, coming back after the result is known, filling it in, and then going on to the next bet. So we'll put reset, and we're back to starting again. Now the thing is, you can run multiple spreadsheets at once, so you can have series after series after series. You may have 4 series running, and you can use the same selections in them but staggered, so that if one falls over, you've still got another series running for you. Okay, so that is how you use it. It's I've had it since about 1976. The principle of it was designed in the 1930s, but the compounding effect is never to be underestimated. The main thing is to remember is to keep the strike rate high. So don't go for risky bets. Go for bets that are what we call just about certainties, and most of the time you're going to be winning those. So thanks for watching this tutorial, and as we sell more copies, obviously more questions will come up. I think we've got everything covered. So thanks again, and I wish you all the best.